Hey everybody, this is Kenny Cummins here on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. And for all the cosplay fans out there like myself, I'm joined with KersleyGirl Cosplay. She's with me right now. How's it going?
Not too bad, just settling in for the night.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking this time and doing this interview with me. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
So, how did you get started into cosplaying? How did it all start off with you?
Well, I've always been ridiculously nerdy, and I've always had a huge passion for playing dress up ever since I was a little kid. So when I realized that cosplay was an actual thing, I was like, okay, I have to learn more about this. And it just so happened to be at the same kind of time that Heroes of Cosplay was on TV. So it's only been a couple of years I've been doing this. But the second I realized it was something that I could do, I just took to it like a duck to water, and I've not stopped doing it since.
So, what was the first outfit that got you started into cosplaying?
Barbara Gordon's Batgirl. I did it based on the 1990s cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Back in the 1990s. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
so like it had like the red hair and black and yellow cape. It was my first time working with any of those materials. I had never sewn spandex before. It's still something I hate doing, but that was a good challenge to get myself started.
and what were people's first reaction when they saw you in the costume?
They were really positive. I think going as a character that's pretty recognizable definitely helped. And the fact that it was something that, I mean, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so going into it and making it as realistic as I could, I think people appreciate that, and they can see the character as a slightly more realistic thing rather than just this idea.
So, how long have you been cosplaying as of right now?
Just about 3 years.
3 years. So you've gone through multiple costumes. You're going to conventions,
Yep.
interacting with fellow cosplayers. How do you feel about yourself as a cosplayer, getting a chance to get yourself out there and interact with people and such?
Well, like as a cosplayer, I think it's great because it gives me an outlet that I wouldn't necessarily have normally, like a creative outlet. Sorry about that. My dog has decided to join in the interview. But yeah, I love going to conventions and meeting all these other people and getting their take on characters, and I love to meet these people who have a similar interest to these kind of things as I do. It's definitely brought me out of my shell more, which is something that I hear from a lot of people.
That's awesome. That's definitely the one thing I've heard so much about cosplayers in particular. It's just something about being dressed up in a costume, and not only that, but just confidence booster, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like almost like being somebody else makes you feel more confident being yourself.
And to be around people that has similar interests that you have, that's pretty cool as well, especially when it comes to going to conventions and such. Now, what are some of the conventions that you are known for going to the most?
The two that I'm probably most known for are Cincinnati Comic Expo, just because that's my hometown one, and also Indianapolis.
I used to live in Cincinnati once upon a time. Lived there
It's a nice
for
town.
uh, I lived there for like 7 years. Then I lived in Columbus, and I currently reside in Kentucky. And
Yeah, I'm actually in Kentucky too. I'm on the south side of the river, so.
So, oh yeah, so I love Cincinnati. I miss the city, miss the people, and for what people tell me, the chili still tastes good. So,
I kind of the chili, but I hear that people like it.
yes. So now for the Cincinnati X convention that you mentioned, talk about that convention in particular, and what's it like being there and interacting with your local fans and friends and supporters out there.
Well, it's actually just had, I think it was the 7th convention, back in September. So it's starting to really find its feet as a convention now. It's really well organized. It's one of my favorite to go to. They always have fantastic guests, which makes it a great convention to go and like completely fangirl out at. But also they have a lot of very talented cosplayers that show up there. It's actually where I met quite a lot of my cosplaying friends. I didn't even realize there were so many people in Cincinnati who did this. But it's definitely a fun one to go to and sort of like experience the convention for the first time, because it's not one of those massive like ones that you would find in Chicago or New York. But at the same time, it gives you a really immersive experience. There's a bunch of different panels. You get the costume contest, which is something that I always love being part of. Actually, 2 years ago, I won it, which was really fun. It was my first win for a costume contest. But panels there, those are great.
That is so awesome to hear. Congratulations on that, by the way. And I may not have been in a contest of any kind like this before, but I think for what people tell me, it could be, there's some fun to it, just getting yourself out there in the costumes, and that could be stressful as well. Just making sure the costume looks good, make sure it's on point.
That's one of my favorite things about costuming is, like, I love becoming this character, but the stress of making it is enough to actually just drive you insane. With the costume I wore for that convention, it was the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, and I finished it like 5 hours before the convention. I'd been working on it for over 2 months. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it paid off.
Indeed it is. And, Wonder Woman, that's a very popular character for cosplayers.
Yeah, it's fun seeing all the different interpretations of it and, all the different ages of women who can relate to it.
And, it's very popular way before the movie even came out, which I truly love, by the way.
Yeah, I love the Wonder Woman film.
Wonder Woman was incredible. Gal Gadot, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yeah.
She was incredible. And Justice League just came out recently. I haven't seen it yet, but I really plan on seeing it. You say you've seen it already?
Yeah, I saw it last night. We went to a 10 o'clock showing of it last night.
Oh.
I went in with, some pretty low expectations just because of what I'd heard from reviews already. I was like, it's going to be a bit of a disaster. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. I'll leave it at that, seeming as it's still so new. But, I mean, there's definitely good parts in it. There are some parts where I feel they missed the opportunity to do something so much better. But it's a good film.
Yeah, it's always those people on social media that just, when you so eager wanting to watch a movie, and then you got your friends on Facebook be like, man, I don't know about this. And it may persuade you not to watch it or whatever, or maybe you want to watch it. I don't know. it happens, you know.
I always find that the films where the critics are so against them are the films that I generally like the most.
Mm-hmm. All
So
right.
I have to give this one a go.
Okay. You know, I definitely gonna see it for sure. Just try not to get my hopes up or anything, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see this film at some point. Thanksgiving's coming up, and I'm gonna have a holiday weekend also. Maybe I'll have some time to check it out. I'll probably watch.
Yeah,
I'll
it's a
probably
good one to go
yeah.
this holiday.
I'll probably watch it while people get all crazy on Black Friday. So
Time to do it.
yeah, something like that. So with the year starting to wind down, what do you have in store for 2018 as far as maybe new costumes people need to keep an eye on and upcoming convention appearances?
Well, actually, this week I've been approached by a couple of different people about doing some group cosplays. There was recently a guy, I believe he was from Columbus, who was just body shaming a bunch of female cosplayers, which as a community, we are very tightly knit. We stick together. We stick up for each other. And as a result of that, it has forced us to come up with a very sort of like tongue-in-cheek response to this guy. And we have assembled the Hovengers, which is going to be Playboy Bunny-inspired Avenger costumes, which generally is very out of my comfort zone. But I feel like, you know, as a group, it'll have a big impact.
And I say good for you and good for everyone that's doing this. Cosplaying is supposed to be having fun, dressed up, interacting, and there's always going to be some bad seeds. There's always
Yeah, I mean, cosplay is for everyone.
yeah, it's for everyone, no matter who you are, what color of your race, what your views are. You know, it's an opportunity to just, you know, be someone different and be that
Yeah.
that comic character or anime character that you love and admire. It don't matter if you have experience or not. And for those who don't have experience, you can always go to help. There's people out there that can help you out. You know,
Exactly. Like I said, I've met so many wonderful people in the cosplay community. When I started this, I had no idea what I was doing, and I asked questions. I've made friends. People are more than happy to take the time to, you know, either message you on Facebook or talk to you at a convention, and do things that you didn't already know. And it's wonderful.
So since you are from Ohio, are you familiar with Ohio River Valley cosplayers and prop builders?
I am actually a member of Orcs.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I'm part of that
Yeah.
group, and I met some of the members at some Lexington conventions, Lexington Comic Con. So that's how
We will actually back that this year.
yeah, so I was there as well. I don't know if I ran into you or not. I know I took a picture with a couple of cosplayers there. I will be at Lexington Comic Con next year. And they haven't announced big name cosplayers yet, but they did announce Chuck Norris is going to be there.
I know. I just saw that before we got on the phone. I am so excited.
Walker, Texas Ranger. The man, the myth, the legend. And
I'm just afraid to get too close to him because I don't know, you know, where he has hidden fists. Could be one under the bed, could be one under the table.
yeah.
One could just pop out of his chest at any second. That man is a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, Walker, Texas Ranger was like a long time ago. And yet,
Yeah.
in these past 5 to 10 years, his popularity has grown big. And it's not like you see him on TV every week like you used to. And
No, I mean, it doesn't make sense that he's as popular as he is, but he is just like a pop culture icon.
oh yeah, so Lexington Comic Con, I will be there at March. I'm a wrestling fan. They got a bunch of wrestlers gonna be there. Got some Power Rangers. Got some actors and actresses. It's a comic heaven, Comic Con heaven. It's kind of like the tri-state area version of Comic Con in San Diego.
Yeah, I think that's the way to describe it.
Yeah, so if you haven't been there, please check it out, especially if you are near the area. Tickets are already on sale, and you know they're going to be selling real quick. I already got my weekend pass already, so I'm going to be there for all 3 days, and hopefully I run into some more ORC people, and hopefully I run into you as well if you're able to make it.
Hey, I'll definitely keep my eye open for you. It would be nice to meet you in person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
I'll be down there with my friend Harleen Quartz cosplay. She's a Rose Quartz from Steven Universe cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And she is fantastic. I mean, she just embodies that character 100%, and it's wonderful to see people's reactions to her in that.
Yeah, she loves the old school Harley. She loves the old school Harley. Not the Suicide Squad version. She likes the old school one.
Yeah, she done that one a couple of times, like full on like Harlequin face paint, bodysuit,
and that hammer. that hammer is on point. So
right when she travels, because that just like sticks out the window sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So
driving the highway with a hammer out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So for people that wants to learn more of your work, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media feeds, Facebook, Instagram, any other links people need to check out?
Well, I'm pretty easy to find. All of my social media handles are the same. It is just KersleyGirl Cosplay. It's on Facebook and Instagram. I am pretty easy to track down. I'm usually pretty active on all three of them.
So it was great chatting with you. I want to thank you for being on this particular podcast, and continue success, and I'll keep an eye on you for March.
That'll be perfect. I look forward to seeing you there.
So everybody check out KersleyGirl Cosplay. She is on Facebook, and she's on Instagram. Check her out, and support your local cosplayers out there. Support your locals. This is Kenny Commons signing out, and thank you everyone for listening, and have a happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. For KersleyGirl Cosplay, I'm Kenny Commons, and this will conclude the interview.